All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Welcome everyone, and thank you all for coming to today's PivotBoss Premium Membership Open House. This is something that I've worked hard on over the last, I don't know, few weeks, and especially a transformation that began, during the holidays, early December. And this is something where, we've had the premium membership out. I've got a lot of great feedback from the early adopters from late last summer, and used a lot of that feedback to create and reinvent the service here. So very, very excited about it, and I want to go ahead and give you an official introduction to it. Right off the website here, you can actually see this premium membership button. If you click that button there on the menu, it will actually pop up the premium membership page here. And if you scroll down, this is basically the gist of a lot of the different things that you get with the PivotBoss premium membership, and it's really anything and everything that a trader really would like out of professional service. And what I always like to tell folks that ask me about my premium membership, it's basically, I look at it this way. I really look at it like trading is a profession, not unlike a doctor. When you get your medical license and you become a doctor, you don't just stop learning and practice what you learned the day you graduated, and that's the only techniques you use. You continue to learn and throughout your profession, throughout your career, and you continue to adopt new techniques and new advances in technology, and you continue to learn every single day in the market, and that's what makes trading so fascinating. It's also what can make trading very, very difficult and frustrating at times. But overall, there are overriding principles in the market that just continue to work, and then the technology changes and the techniques can improve. And as long as you have solid and sound trade management, great discipline, and are eager to continue to learn and improve at your craft, trading is something that can be extremely rewarding. And with the PivotBoss Premium membership, that's really the whole goal here. It's identifying the best levels we can do, using professional style techniques to, like especially trade management to really limit your risk and allow yourself to roll yourself into a great winner, and then also to continue to learn through education in a variety of ways. And one of the things we do at PivotBoss here is really provide education in everything we do, even when we're providing levels and analysis. We have videos, we have webinars, we have full-length courses, and now we have our premium lookbooks gallery, which is something that I'm very, very excited to show off here today. So taking a look here, if you go to the premium login, this is where premium members can access the dashboard. And obviously you can log in right here. It remembers me, which is a good thing. All right, let's log in. And once you log in, it's going to immediately take you to the dashboard. And once you're at the dashboard, this is basically where all of your information really comes to life in terms of analysis or any kind of content, educational content, and any kind of trades, news, alerts, whatever the deal may be. But this is your premium dashboard. And from your premium dashboard, immediately, for anyone that's new or wants to know more about what's going on in the dashboard, there is a video playlist right here. And this is the Premium Quick Start Tutorials playlist. You can drop the drop downs here and you can learn more about all the different aspects of the premium membership, so you can get really, you can get up to speed very, very quickly about knowing everything, where everything's at, what everything does, and at what times to expect certain types of analysis or content. We have quick buttons here, and these are the main futures contracts that we cover. We cover the ES, the CL, the NQ, and gold. And those are the ones we mainly cover in terms of in-depth analysis, and I'll show you each of those content sections in a moment. But we also cover any future under the sun, whether it's the Euro, the YM, the Russell, whatever the case may be, and we'll offer analysis for that as well. But we'll do it differently, either through an article, through a video, or even through the Lookbooks gallery. So when you click one of these fast navigation buttons here, for example, if I go straight to the Premium ES, you click on it and it pops you down to the content section, which is still on the same page, it's just lower. So it's an anchor tag that drops you down to the content section. And here's the Premium ES. And this section here, what's great about these content sections is they're small sections here but they offer an immense amount of analysis and content because of the efficient tabbed view here. So I can click through the tabs and gain more content through the tabs as it pertains to what you're looking for. On the left, we have short, medium, and long-term levels that really give you the short, medium, and long-term trends to watch in the market. And one of the levels we had for a while here was short-term bearish below 1842.5, because even as the ES was sitting up there at the 1840s, I still thought price was bearish as long as it couldn't get back above 42.5. So we've had a short-term level at 1842.5 for some time. We couldn't get beyond it, and then we broke below 1806.75, which is a key level for us, and we turned that to a short-term bearish level to watch now. As long as price below that zone, it should be short-term bearish for now. So you can see how I kind of put these levels out here for our traders. And then every morning I provide short-term commentary to identify areas that make sense to buy or sell. There's also medium-term commentary for higher time frame moves. And what was great about this one today, this is the medium-term commentary for today's session. And if you look at your ES chart and you give me the low of the day is going to be 1764. And that's we got on the first test there, we got a huge 14-point bounce after the FOMC, and then we came back to that level, defended it, and bounced another 8 or 10 handles. But 1764 was our big buy zone that we've been looking at all week long. As price was dropping through 1806.75, I said if price can't defend that zone, we will likely drop down into 1760s, and if it hits 1764, that was our swing buy zone, and that's a zone that we've had out all week long. And you can see here, I say, hey, we're clearly seeing near-term weakness within the overall bull market, which means we should continue to play the short side in the short term, but have our eyes open for a potential swing buying opportunity, which may come into play in the 1764 zone. So this is something where in this section, in the medium-term section, what I'm doing, it's almost like a weekly mini series. At the beginning of the week, I talk about the primary weekly objectives on the upside and downside, and then I begin to work a story about where we're headed, what this means, and what we should be shooting for medium-term, long-term, and even in the short term. So you have all the levels you need here. But these PivotBoss key levels here, which are the orange levels, these levels, when you click on the key levels tab here, they pop right on up on your screen, nice and big. And when they do that here, you're able to see all of the information that's on this chart. You can see right here, this was the 1842 key level I had. That key level was there for the premium members the day it was created, which was on the high that we formed that day. When we got up to 1846 and did a spike high that day, which was at the end of December there, last trading day of the year, we put in a level at 1842.5, and from there I marked it as a key level and just watched as throughout January it couldn't get above that zone. So each of these key levels have been super important in price, and many times these key levels are derived directly from market generated information, from any kind of significant moves the market may see off those levels, and sometimes they're levels that the market hadn't even seen in a while and doesn't really look like a key level, like that 1764, just kind of sitting out there by itself, and then all of a sudden today it gets hit and you see a 14-point bounce on it to the penny. So these key levels are trusted by professionals all over the world, including floor traders, institutional traders, fund guys, prop folks. I have folks all over that use these levels in some manner or fashion. And what's great about them is they're across every single chart. They're easily marked, and then you can see my primary and secondary weekly and monthly targets directly on the charts. And these basically are the levels we trade from all the time. So when you're looking at this, the idea here is you have all of your quick content easily accessible right here. When you come down here, you have your key levels for the day, and these levels here show you the weekly and monthly targets for those products listed in the middle, those tickers. We also have the real-time daily targets, and it gives you the scaling, the primary, secondary, and extended targets for the day on the upside and downside. We also have midday updates and pre-market updates in the form of videos here. Again, you can access these with your tabs. You can click the playlist here and you can drop down and look at the historical archive of all the playlists going backward, all the various updates. So pre-market, we get the levels and you can understand what targets we're playing to, which levels we're looking for, or what setups in general are, is presented in the market. And from there, in the midday update will tell us what happened in the morning and what to look for in the afternoon. From there, we have a very substantial and growing premium educational section. And this section really offers some very unique content and some very detailed content and analysis. And with that content, basically what you're looking for is anything that really gives you an aha moment. And that's what I really try to do, because I've told folks before, but I use my website as my virtual workspace. This is my office. I catalog my trades and I put charts up and I do analysis, and a lot of this is really for me to refer back to, and then I open it up for members as well so that everybody can see these zones. And with the premium education, what I'm trying to do is really try to help you create an aha moment for why price moved, or why this setup worked, and how to attack it and how to look at it in various ways. So when you're looking at this, you're actually seeing some footprint charts, you're seeing some candlestick charts, range bars, or volume bars. They're using all different types of things, and I'm really just trying to show and hone in on different aha moments for you that trigger an idea for why that price is doing what it's doing. And there's some really cool stuff in there that I think will only continue to grow and really add value to the membership site in general. So down below you have the ES content section. This is the section with short, medium term commentary. The video reports, these are the post-market video reports where you can again go through and look at the history of all of the outlook, and this is more of a long-term outlook of where price is headed. And we've been, one of those that have just been saying buy the dip ever since, we started tearing through highs in the summer. Once sell in May and go away didn't really pan out, it was full steam ahead to the upside, and we've been on that bandwagon there. You can increase these to both full width, and they're all archived for easy retrieval to see what was said back then, and also just to learn any of the setups or patterns that were taught in that video. If you scroll down, you have the crude oil section here, and we talked about some key levels as well to watch there throughout the day. Premium NQ is down below, again, with key levels to watch out for. And these were levels, again, that if you pop this up, you can see my key levels for the NQ, the primary and secondary weekly and monthly targets, in addition to all the golden key levels there. And again, these key levels continue to work like clockwork at times, because again, they're just generated based off of the market. One level that I really watched early on was 3610, and how it became a barrier to upside trading, and then once price got above that zone, it wasn't able to expand the range beyond it, and then you got a failure at 3610, and that opened the door to a huge break. And once we got below 77.5, our members knew exactly what was likely headed again. Once you break through 77.5, it was likely going to mean a move into the primary targets for the week and month, and we dropped right into all those targets right down here. Very solid. So basically that is the content section of the premium membership here, and there's a whole lot of great stuff. Obviously, it's just you get it in so many different ways to identify these key levels, but I think perhaps one of the strongest parts of the premium membership here is our new Lookbooks gallery, and that is this section right here. And this Lookbooks gallery, when you click on it, is really cool, and it's my favorite part right now of the website. It's a section where I get to catalog with intense detail various charts that I see throughout the day that have a lot of interest, and that really are showing some important stuff on the charts that I want to remember for next time. Because again, after all, at the end of the day, trading is about repetitions, and whoever can identify the best repetitions that are working in that period of time are the ones that continue to profit. So right here, the Lookbooks gallery has three sections to it. The Lookbook tag cloud up here with all the various words, the Premium Analysis Lookbook, which is right here, and then also the Premium Education Lookbook, which is here. And each of these, 1, 2, 3, provide you a very unique way to study the market, and really a tailor-made study, home study kit type of thing. The first section up here, the tag cloud, these are the various tags that are contained in the galleries. And each of these words represents a number of slides or charts that are contained in that word. So when you click it, it'll pop up a custom created slideshow right in your browser, and you can go through and look at each of those. So if I click on footprint, for example, there's 17 topics. That's what it says, which means there's 17 charts. So when I click on that, you'll see right here it'll pop up a custom created slideshow. And now with the slideshow, I can then go in and look at all the various details that I've written about this footprint chart and what to expect the next time I see that pattern. All of these are chronicled so that you can see what the various things mean. It's easily written there, and a lot of times it's just an ABC format. Hey, here's A, B, C, this is what happened at that level, and this was the recap of what that whole thing means. An aggressive seller got trapped on lows, we got to push higher, and so on and so forth, forced to cover, and you get a push in the opposite direction. So a lot of these are easy to just go back and look at all these things, study what happened, so that when you see it in the chart, you're just reacting quickly when you see that pattern flicker on the screen. Now if I click the back button, it'll take me right back to the tag cloud, and then I can choose something else. I can choose ADR method, divergence, crude oil, VPOC, VWAP, etc. Down in the bottom here, this is the premium analysis section. And this section right here is basically another section that gives you up-to-date analysis for the current market. When I see something that happens that I think you can profit from, mostly on a longer term horizon, I'll stick a chart entry in here. And for example, there was a gold trade just not long ago where I said, hey, right here, let's go ahead and pause this slideshow. Right here I say there's divergence right here on this gold. Bearish divergence, we hit a key level. I think we go down and we tag 1230.7, which is the primary weekly target. And then, of course, a couple of days later, we hit it. We hit the target right there. We actually got down to 1230.8, so it was one tick away from my target. And then it bounced back up, so it dropped 25 points, and then it bounced another 35. So it was a huge move. But overall, my premium members had that immediately right at 1255 and got a move right into 1230 very nicely, which was our key level, 1232. Responded to our key level and then rallied. Again, look at these charts here with the key levels. 1255, 1250, 1232, 27, 19, each of them playing a big role in this chart, and also 1268 above. So when these are right, hey, here's this, and there it is. That call was right. This is what happened, and now it's chronicled for later retrieval. If I do something intraday, this was from a couple of days ago, Monday. The crude oil is coiling up. If we break down below this level, here are our key targets down below. And it broke the level and reached each of the three targets to the downside. And this came from the short-term section of the content library. So this really helps you to go through and study when I'm talking about various calls and then what to expect. This is a recent call from before where price came down into this zone, and this is the NQ. This is from earlier this week. And right now we're testing 3455s, 3475s in that zone, and I was saying that's a zone that needs to hold. And if it does, we can get higher toward these three targets above. If not, we're likely going to get a dance and a test down at 3420, which is a significant level. So this is one of the more recent longer-term horizon charts that I put up. But the idea here is the Lookbooks gallery is all chart-based because you're trading in charts. It's trying to get you used to this information here and teach you what's going on in the charts, or how I would approach it based on the techniques that I like to use. Everybody's techniques are differently, but I'm very well versed, so I teach a very wide variety of techniques as well. If you come down to the premium education section here, this one is really, really nice. This one is just full-on education only, and the idea behind this one is anytime something significant happens in the chart during the day, I take a screen capture of it. And then once I take a screen capture, I'll collect 3 or 4 or 5, and I'll go and mark them up and add them to the gallery. So every single day, you'll get between 1 and 5 added to the gallery, and you see them marked up. This is from today. So I can actually click this button here, and it'll pop up a full screen image, so that I can go then and look at it in a much bigger detail here, especially for you folks looking right now at home. And then I can use these buttons on the bottom here to scroll through and look at all these various charts. If I get really excited, I can hit the quote button over here, and then all of a sudden I can start adding comments and saying, hey, this was a great call, or I took that call and made money, or this was a great setup. So this is something that you want to consider as well. But I really like to look at it in this view here, because this happened today in crude oil. And this was, I was talking about VWAP earlier in the Mr. Top Step trading room, and I said, hey, crude just came into VWAP, and a 375 lot aggressive seller hit the bid there, 96.86. You see him come in right in that zone, and immediately price drops down a little bit. And that's usually what you would expect. But price popped back up, and then we had a buy side delta there. 87 lot aggressive seller got trapped on the high, and then price drops back below that 86 where the aggressive seller came, built out a shelf right there, and then boom, this thing dropped. That all happened in a matter of 60 to 90 seconds, and then a 50 tick reversal happened straight off, and that was the high. So I go in here and I identify all the various key components that, as I see it, that help me identify that trade, and it was a good one. Here's that same reversal here. So now I put VWAP study, and this is the same reversal that I just talked about in that footprint chart, only this is a 500 contract volume bar chart, and you can see how price ran into VWAP up there, stabbed it, and then got a big reversal, and boom, fell 50 quick ticks right down into support, 96.40s, and then from there, as you probably know, price rallied after the inventories came out. So all of these charts are basically here to help you grow, learn, study. This was fascinating, and I can get here and I can talk about this stuff all day long, but yesterday in crude oil, price popped up and you saw a 6,000 lot buyer hit right here, 96.94. You see another one come in, 8,100 lot, 97.42. And when 42 came in, well, when both of them came in, that price immediately became VPOC. And when 8,100 lot became VPOC, that aggressive buyer essentially set the market value for that price, and the rest of the day there was chop around that price. And I go in and I talk about the various components and what happens. So next time price does that, you have a library or a catalog to refer back to so that you can see how price is responding according to normal, or if it's not doing what it usually does, which gives you information and can help you get in the other direction. So this is the premium lookbooks here. It's been a fantastic addition. It's been something that a lot of our premium members have been super excited about, and it's been one of our learning tools here that's been fun to populate and also fun to share. It's something that's going to help us grow this thing so that when say 3, 6, 8 months down the road, there's going to be so many charts here that each of these keywords in essence become their own self-sustained education or course. You could click VWAP and immediately get a VWAP study course about how to use it, how to trade off of it, or any kind of VWAP tendencies that may occur. For example, here's that footprint chart, here's that VWAP on a higher time frame, the quarterly VWAP. So you can go through and you can actually see how does price react off of VWAP. Here's absorption occurring off of VWAP after a bullish cross, and that one was seen clearly in the chart, and can help you get in with minimal risk at times. So all of these various factors here really help to connect and make this thing a fantastic kind of full, well-rounded approach to having a premium membership package. Because I know a lot of times, you may get a lot of information thrown at you, but understanding how to use it, understanding how you even derive that information can be lost upon some of the members. So what I try to do is over teach and over educate so that all of us are benefiting from it, including myself. So this is the premium membership here. It's been fantastic so far. The growth spurt it's taken on here over the last 4 to 6 weeks, and it's really based off the feedbacks that a lot of our members gave. So thank you all, and I see some of the names in here today. I'm getting some questions right now, and I want to answer those questions. So if anyone has any great questions you'd like to pop in, I'd be more than happy to answer those right now. I'm getting some lookbooks look great. Thanks a lot for that. Is there any real-time update component as the day goes? That's a great question there, Raf. In terms of real-time components, everything kind of comes out at certain times, and I'll post a schedule, and it just goes by the schedule of the day. So probably 7:45 in the morning, you get your pre-market report, and that's Central Time. And then from there, all of the various short-term sections of the various futures contracts get updated anywhere between 7 and 8:30 in the morning usually, and I'll update it a little after if I need to. And the medium term, again, it's kind of like a running soap opera, so that's updated anytime something happens, generally in the mornings, but sometimes after the market closes as well. And then the video reports are kind of the post-market report. They come out an hour after the market closes. So there's various things that come out throughout the day in kind of a rolling manner. In addition to the lookbooks, all the lookbooks entries usually come in around the lunchtime hour, and then again after the market closes. So I'll do a couple of points with those. There's not a super real-time version to it where I would say, hey, get in right now and you're hanging on my every word. This is more for folks that want to grab the information, trade based off of it, and then also have a hub for education that comes in daily, basically. Let's see, I got more questions here. Are you still thinking short gold, short term? That's a great question, Rob. I don't have my trading platform up on this machine right now, but looking at gold earlier, one of the things that I mentioned about gold was that it sold off nicely. Let's look at the key levels for gold here. I'll do some real-time analysis. One of the things I mentioned earlier was I thought 1280 when we saw that price that day. I thought it would probably be the high for a while, and then when price dropped down into VWAP here, in this 1250 key level, and I saw absorption coming off that zone, I said we might run some stops to the upside, but if price gets into 68 to 72 half in that zone right there and can't lift through that zone, that could be a great area to sell it. And today price got into 1268s and couldn't get through it, and then pulled back initially from what I remember. But gold wasn't one I paid attention to after the FOMC statement. But you see the key levels here, 1257 and 1268. I think it basically did a big bounce between those two key levels, almost like the algos had my key levels programmed for them. So it was that's a zone right here that I think if price can't get beyond that zone, I think we start to flush lower, and taking out 1250 opens up 1232. So yes, I'm still looking to see what happens in this area for shorts. If it pushes through 72 half, 75, I think they run them up to 1290, 1295. All right, let's see more questions here. Are you going to have the targets plot auto at the open? This way the targets are set right at the open. It's a great question there. These targets are automatically created with the trading platform that I'm using. So these targets are automatically populated. So regardless of what time frame I'm in, all of these targets are automatically there, including the intraday targets, which today, there was such a big range day. Some of these intraday targets look kind of funny, how close they were. But you can see it says scaling on the left, primary, secondary, scaling, primary, secondary. These are all automated. And for those of you that use Market Delta, which is the trading platform that I use, there are definitions here that I can hand the premium members. That's going to be one of the next sections I build out is an actual resources section where you can download all these tools into whichever platforms you're using if I have them available for those platforms. And one of these is these these actual scaling targets that basically auto create for you. So these are auto populated. The same thing with the levels up here. So this up here at the very top, these levels, this is a quote page from Market Delta that I created that basically contains these levels and auto calculates them automatically. So I never have to touch it. It's just done. It's done more precisely than I would have done it, and they're there for you and me to use, which is great. And all of these levels are based off the ADR methodology that I created that uses basically averages to identify where the market could be headed in the upcoming day, week, or month. And they have a high accuracy rate because it's just based on basic averages. And they self-adjust according to the market's volatility. So if the market is low range volatility, they'll self-adjust and give you low range targets. If they're high range volatility, they will eventually self-adjust as well. So that's what's great about these targets. And every single chart, whether it's footprint, whether it's a range bar, a daily bar, a monthly bar, whether it's this quote page, they're all referencing the exact same levels, which is great. It's that uniformity that I'm trying to provide with this approach, so everybody always knows where those key levels are. What is quarterly VWAP? And also another one that says, can we use VWAP on any stock? Absolutely. Quarterly VWAP is basically a VWAP that's based off of the last 3 months. I guess a running value of the last 3 months of the on a daily chart basis, or just last 3 months of data. So basically, when I'd like to swing trade, at times I'm looking at quarterly VWAP to see where some of these maybe higher time frame lines are. And this is quarterly VWAP here in the NQ. And quarterly VWAP was bought right here off the 3350s or 3370 zone on one of these moves higher. And then when it came back to 3420, it was bought in that zone. And then more recently, it's holding now here. So it makes a really great swing trading type of tool there to see where the higher time frame buyers are coming in. And obviously when you see that type of thing in a higher time frame, it can really mean something on a lower time frame, because if bigger players are coming in at that level from higher time frames, it can really make for an exciting level on the intraday time frames at times. And VWAP is just basically taking volume and price. So anything with valid volume and price can basically be used. You can use VWAP with it in any time frame. You watch monthly VWAP, yearly VWAP? That's a good question. You know what? I usually stick with quarterly. I did do monthly, yearly VWAP earlier at the beginning of the year, and price was bouncing off of it great, and then it got away from it. So I just use whatever works, DC. Let's see. Any more questions here? Do you provide a post-market commentary in your analysis to discuss what happened during the day? Absolutely. So basically what I do here is the post-market video reports help me get a lot of information out. I speak quickly at times and just talk about everything, and I'll give anywhere between 3 and 7 minutes of information based on what happened in the charts and forward guidance. And then if there's something interesting or teachable or repeatable or something that I think has a lot of merit that we should want to know about, then I'll make a video of it immediately. For example, right here, this is a video I made today. And this video was studying a reversal of VWAP in crude oil with the footprint. So that was that VWAP one I talked about earlier, right here. So I made a video about it and I talked about it. Talked about what I saw progressively, and talked about it for 7 minutes in addition to other stuff that I saw on that chart. So I will go in there and catalog different things. These were a couple of videos I put in yesterday when I talked about identifying a key level based on order flow. dissecting a short squeeze in crude oil with the footprint. This is a trade review I took based on crude oil. So I will definitely take a lot of the things that was interesting with the markets day, turn it into either an educational moment in a video or post it in the outlooks, which again are fully archived for you to go back and retrieve information. Great questions, everyone. But I didn't want to make this too long. What I wanted to do was just give you an introduction to our premium membership. If you go back to the front page, which is premium membership here, basically this will give you more information so that you can go through, see some of the videos. For example, here's another a welcome video, and then over here, if you scroll down, you'll get one. Here's a crude oil trade review I just mentioned. You can click that and see how I played that crude oil trade. Over here, this is the lookbook, so you can click this and just get a look at what I was talking about in that particular thing. So you can get more information here at premium membership, and if you scroll down, this is the price structure here. It's basically monthly or yearly, and we have a lot of folks that really like to take care of the the full year by just paying it off right there and getting $82.50 a month on average there, and then basically chalking up to a premium service with education, which really beats a lot of the value out there. Or you can go month to month and keep it at $99 a month. Either way, these I think it's a lot of value for the buck. I have a lot of folks that are really happy about it. And one thing about me, if you haven't been familiar with my work or what I do, is I really work tirelessly to provide stuff that I think is meaningful and that really helps you in your trading, because at the end of the day, that's all we're trying to do, is continue to gain expertise in our field so that we continue to trade, because this is an addictive, fun, exciting profession, but it can be very difficult if you're not prepared and if you don't follow the lead of other pros. And that's one thing that I like to do, is associate myself with traders that are great, and then learn from how they approach the market. Always learn and follow the winners. And one of the things I do here is teach how to find those winners in the market, how to manage the trade so that you don't hurt yourself, and also give yourself to get some great winners in. So again, I want to thank everybody for coming out and checking it out. One of the things that you might want to consider here is if you sign up here very soon, I'll do an immediate course for those that sign up, so that we can get up to date on the footprint charts, which may be new to some of you, and then also potentially or perhaps do a webinar where we get to do a full morning where you see all the various things, how I'm putting it in, and talking about the various content and education and information there. So again, thanks a lot for attending here. Let me see if I got some more questions coming through. Do you call out trades in the ES? The way I approach it is I provide the information there, and then I provide levels that for short, medium, and longer term traders, and I say this is a great area to sell if it breaks this level on a short-term basis with these targets. And that's what you're seeing when you saw some of the lookbooks, where I say, hey, these will draw, if you break down below this level, these are the 3 targets to shoot for. So I do call out trades in that manner. In other ways, like that 1764 in the ES, that was a swing buying area that I talked about, that I said, hey, if price gets down to 64, those that want a longer time horizon should consider buying 64s. So I do call out various trades with targets and ideas, but I'm doing it all the time with various time frames in mind. So right here, if you're looking at this, one of the things you'll notice is I call out a level, and if it violates that level, I have targets ready to go in that direction. If it violates the opposite level, there are upside targets to play to already and ready to go. So usually I'm calling out ranges, or if I'm calling out pullbacks because it's a well-defined trend, I'll have upside targets marked at key levels or at weekly or monthly targets that are already well known to you. That's a great question. Frank, do you speak Espanol? Absolutely. Claro que sí. Actually, I didn't know English when I was born. Not until I went to grade school, and then uh, and then I became fluent in English and Spanish. But absolutely, I speak Spanish to my kids every single day, and English as well. Cuenta conmigo, absolutely. All right. Armando says, very nice website, quality content. You're truly someone who breaks a difficult subject into meaningful and manageable nuggets. Thank you. Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Armando, and thanks a lot for everyone that came by. I really do believe in this premium membership. I believe in all the stuff we're doing here. And again, the biggest thing here is, for me, is while I'm providing education, it's also about getting the information in the levels. And one thing I don't want to get caught up in is talking about how much I educate, because I do believe my key levels are as good as anyone's out there. I've studied under some of the best at developing and deriving some of these key levels, and it's amazing how often prices really bounce off these zones. If you've been a premium member since late August or maybe early September, then you've seen some amazing calls and winners along the way, and it's something that I continue to work at it every single day. So I hope that you give it a try, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all. I think it's going to be a fantastic year this year. It's already started off amazing. Last year I knew it was an amazing year right off the bat, and it turned out even better than I ever imagined. And this year I have a better feeling than last. So this is a great deal. I'm super excited about it. Come back to premium membership, click on Get Premium, and come down here. Choose one of these that work best for you, or shoot me an email. Everybody, again, thank you very much for attending today's open house. I don't want to keep you long, and I want to say that it's been a pleasure here talking to you today. I know I can get away from things because I get super excited and start talking about these levels, but I'm about to get ready right now and put out some of these outlooks for our premium members, and I hope to see you soon. So thanks a lot for coming out, and hit me up, frank@pivotboss.com, if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you as a premium member soon. Everyone take care, and I will talk to you soon.